We want you to become more aware of not only the environment around you, but also the changing indices around fraud and around what is happening in the private sector, not only in Kenya, but what is reflecting globally around the world. Because this is indeed International Fraud Awareness Week, is hashtag International Fraud Awareness Week.
Basically, what is fraud in our understanding? Fraud is any way where you have deception that is being used by a party or someone to gain an advantage using illegal or unlawful means.
We're talking about private sector fraud today. Fraud is extremely prevalent in the private sector workspace.
And what we decided that now, being Fraud Week, how are we going to celebrate the week? You said, let's call some of our clients, or let's have a session that we can at least tell the public, yes, we have the Fraud Week, and this is what we think or we've seen in terms of fraud as we engage with our clients.
Our society today, the incentive to progress is corruption. But corruption is not growth, it is transfer. But you are not growing the economy. GDP is measured using output. So corruption does not lead to an output. It leads to a transfer.
From research, and we've been in this space for a while, all forms of fraud will take place in one of the three categories here. It can be either asset misappropriation. It may be big assets, small assets. It may be cash, it may be inventory. So there is asset misappropriation, that all one area where fraud takes place in our organizations. And then we have financial statement fraud. Basically, this around all the schemes that could either be overstating or understating financial information. And then we have corruption, which takes the many forms, but the main ones will be issues around conflict of interest, bribery, kickbacks, or economic extortion. The moderator said the internal threat or internal attack is the most concern. Because why? If you look at the internal control system, who interacts with the internal control system? Inside us. So if internal control system are being bypassed, or the reason for weakness or in that is the reason for fraud, it means the internal guys are the guys who are perpetrating fraud the most.
Look at unemployment today. The single cause of unemployment is corruption. Who creates employment? It's an investor. Now, in Kenya, given that we have the most livable city in the world, why aren't the investors queuing at the airport?
As a company, we become experts of bribery laws, but unfortunately, they were not our laws. We serve a lot of clients who need compliance on Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, this from the US, and the UK Bribery Act. And they're operating in this region. We've been doing a lot around that. Unfortunately, we've not seen locally and organized concern with this. When this act take effect, when the regulations are gazetted, you have a duty to report fraud if you come across it.
So guys, the ramifications of a fraudulent society are profound. And if we want to reverse, then we must then start doing the right thing.
As OCS Group, today we brought together our clients and stakeholders to discuss matters relating fraud and ways of combating fraud in the private sectors.
Governance is a key aspect, and we'll be looking at how, at what point do the leadership of the organization, either the board or senior management, intervene so that they can actually focus on delivering the strategy, while at the same time ensuring that internal controls at the operational levels are working effectively. And the focus is on the nature of fraud. And you know, the key items about fraud is that it's intention to deceit, intention to obtain an economic advantage which you will not obtain if you were to use the legal means. And so the reasons why we come up with this forum is to create an environment where we can create an avenue for our clients to discuss the nature of fraud within their environments and to look at how we can assist them in strengthening the internal controls. The reason why this is important is that based on our experience, there is a huge losses, significant losses going to millions of dollars that are being embezzled as a result of fraud. And so, of course, as you focus on delivering your strategy, you must be asking yourself, in this delivery, are there any significant losses that will be coming through? And what can I do as an organization? What can I do as an individual to combat fraud?
At OCS Group, we are an alliance of professions that work together to make our clients make confident and informed decisions. We offer services like forensic investigations. We also do cybersecurity. We do background checks and due diligence, ethics and compliance services, and business continuity excellence.
As OCS, we are saying that we can assist organizations, especially in ensuring that they have systems in place to prevent and detect and correct this issue in a timely manner.